Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Excuse me! Taxi!
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Well, today is Holocaust Martyrs and Heroes Remembrance Day, part of sort of the remembrance, the days of remembrance that take place. Very powerful time. And joining us now is Benjamin Landa. He is President Trump's nominee for U.S. Ambassador to Hungary, also the son of a Holocaust survivor. Benjamin, it's great to have you here on Katz and Cosby. This is Rita Cosby. Tell us why this is such an important time we must never forget.
Okay, thank you for having me on. I'm almost 70 years old, and I'm a child of 2 survivors, both Hungarian born. So it gives you an idea, and I'm one of the youngest survivors, children. That means there aren't any really survivors left in this world, very few. And it's incumbent upon the next generation to remind everyone what happened.
You talk about how important it is, and your thoughts, too, when you see a lot of young people around this country, Benjamin. We're so troubled when we see what's going on at universities where, just even there was one in Pennsylvania a couple days ago chanting for Iran, anti-Israel.
Right.
What is going wrong with our education system that they don't understand the gravity of what happened and they don't appreciate the democracy of freedom and the heroic fight of like your ancestors?
Right. So let me address it. Obviously the Holocaust, the perpetrators were the Nazis, who, in another term, would be fascists. And it sickens me when I hear these leftists calling our beloved president a fascist, when they are the ones today that really adopt a fascist attitude. These demonstrations, like you say, hiding behind anti-Zionism, that's really anti-Semitism. They were out demonstrating against Israel right after October 7th happened. Israel didn't even do anything to retaliate yet, and they were out in droves in the universities spewing their hate. And where it comes from today, from the radical left. As an example, you have a candidate running for Senate in the state of Maine in the Democratic primary, and he's projected to win, who has a tattoo of some Nazi symbol on his chest, and he calls himself the Democratic Socialist of America. That's the very same party that has Mandami, AOC, Comrade Bernie, and by the way, Bernie Sanders has already endorsed him. So while he calls President Trump a fascist, he's actually supporting someone running for the Senate who has Nazi symbols on his body.
Benjamin, too, you brought up AOC, really powerful point, because she just came out a couple days ago and even talked about that there should be a stoppage of funds to Israel. She's a member of Congress. Israel's our great ally. And at this point, it's shocking to me to see members of Congress, whatever side of the aisle, but obviously it's coming from these so-called squad members. What's your reaction when you hear that?
Well, coming from AOC and Ilhan Omar and Rashad Tlaib and that whole squad membership doesn't really shock me. They hate America. Besides being anti-Semitic and anti-Israel, they're also anti-American. Their people demonstrate, burn the flags. We've seen that in Antifa protests. They hate America. But what's more shocking is, where are the mainstream Democrats? Have you heard one Democrat like the minority leader Chuck Schumer or Hakeem Jeffries or any of these Democrats condemn them? No.
You brought up a great point, because you're right. They have been silent. It's sort of, they've allowed the crazies to take over the insane asylum. You're absolutely right. That's a troubling trend.
That's their base today.
Absolutely. Judge Weinberg.
It's good to talk to you, and I think you're doing very important work by bringing this forward. Just recently, the president of the American Jewish Congress released some numbers coming out of the Anti-Defamation League here in New York, that over 2.2 billion people worldwide have anti-Semitic views. That's over 40% of the population. This is an incredible scary situation. And what the president of the American Jewish Congress said is you have to be very concerned that we're looking towards another Holocaust, let alone forgetting about the first one. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts is a wise man once said that anti-Semitism is the oldest disease in the world, and there's no cure for it. We don't know what causes it. We have to try to combat it. But it starts with anti-Semitism. With Hitler, it started with the Jews, but it engulfed everybody. It was a whole world war, and millions and millions, tens of millions got killed because of his megalomaniac that he was. And that's what we have to be aware of, that it may start against Israel and against Jews, but if it's unchecked, it's like a cancer that's going to grow.
What are your thoughts also about Iran, too? Because President Trump, I think it's incredibly courageous that he is taking this fight to make the enormous change in Iran, obviously trying to squeeze them and do whatever he can, but to say they will not have a nuclear weapon. Your thoughts about what he's doing there?
Well, very simply. First of all, personally speaking, I think he's the greatest president we ever had. And God should just watch over him, if I may add that. Okay, he's been fantastic on every area. And when this is all said and done, you're going to see we're going to be a safer country, a more prosperous country, all because of President Trump. As far as Iran is concerned in particular, let's not forget, and how ironic on Holocaust Remembrance Day that you bring up Iran. Iran has a conference every year in Tehran denying the Holocaust. And they have exhibits of who could prove that the Holocaust never happened. So this has nothing to do with them being anti-Israel. This is pure hatred, that they want to continue Hitler's work. That's what the Iranian fanatical mullahs stand for.
Yeah, this is just pure evil, 100%. Well, Benjamin, thank you very, very much. Really great to have you. What an honor to have you here.
Thank you, Benjamin, and
thank you.
it was good to see you a couple weeks ago.
Thank you so much.